Is that your own? Never mind. My observation was 1982. This restaurant called Kikugawa came to Minneapolis. It was the first authentic Japanese, you take your shoes off, you kneel, that kind of thing. First restaurant to offer sushi in the Twin Cities. I had never had sushi, didn't want to try sushi, heard about sushi. It was like New York City. It's some mythical place where people and fucking, what's his name? The nerdy baby boomer guy with the glasses that everyone thinks is a fucking genius, and he writes his playwrights. And he married his imported daughter. Woody something. Woody Harrelson? Woody Allen. So it wasn't until I dated the epitome of cunt, which is her official title. She says, well, we should try sushi. She was from California. She wanted, so okay, I'll try sushi. And there was like a handful of sushi places that were open. And she explained, okay, here's your soy sauce, you have the wasabi, and you dip in this, and maybe you want some ginger with it. And I ended up really liking sushi. I said, well, this is great food. And she's like, yeah, it's a kind of a thing that men do over in California to impress girls. Like, oh, yeah, I'm taking you out for sushi. It's just become so tiresome. And it's just, and I should have taken that as a hint that she was a cunt from hell. But I think I was like 22 or 23 and didn't know any better. Anyway. So at that time, 21, 22, it's still in the 90s, 98, 99. There really was only like 2 or 3 places that served sushi. But there were more and more. It wasn't just Kikugawa anymore. Kikugawa was like the dominant monopoly in town for sushi. That was the only place you could go. Well, then the market started to change. It was just this classical textbook example of capitalism. And I wrote the post about it because it has this beautiful textbook example of capitalism and free markets. So there are 3, 4, soon 5, 6, and soon there's like 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe even a dozen places in the Twin Cities offering sushi. But the problem is, yeah, prices did come down from Kikugawa. I mean, it was insanely expensive. I mean, it was one of those high-end restaurants where you could expect to spend $120 for 2 people. Well, now sushi came down to about $40, maybe $50 for 2 people. But it was still expensive, and the reason why is they were making sushi to order. All right, you went to this high-end restaurant. We offer sushi. Haha, we're the newest, coolest craze. Do you want to impress your arrogant, cocky girlfriend from fucking the West Coast? Well, bring her here. She still won't be impressed. And, so it was still pricey. They still had overhead. It was a dedicated sushi restaurant, but still nothing that a young 20-something could afford on any kind of regular daily basis. Well, then, entering a new innovation. The grocery stores start making pre-made sushi. Not as good, nowhere near as fresh, not as good as the made-to-order sushi. But if you really like sushi and like, wow, I remember when it came in, like, sushi, here. You know, a little bit apprehensive, like, is this fresh or whatever? You try it, you're like, it's all right. It seems like it was made by a machine. But it's like, and it was a lot cheaper. Don't have to pay a cover, or not cover, you don't have to pay a tip. You don't have to pay $50. You can now get sushi for about $20, maybe $30 if you want a full meal. Although you wouldn't want to eat too much of it because it wasn't that good. Next advancement after that, the Asians come in. Fucking Asians. Fucking innovative. The Chinese, though. Wasn't the Japanese, it was the Chinese. The Chinese are like, hey, even though sushi is, a Japanese dish, we have these buffets. And the Chinese brilliance of buffets, all-you-can-eat buffets, is it takes too much time and labor in terms of wait staff and chefs to make made-to-order food. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a buffet of food that saves us time on chef and labor and wait staff. And people will come here and pick and choose. And then we will scale what food we make based on how much is consumed and how much is left over. And then boom, in you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. You pay a lower price than you would per unit of food, per pound, per ounce of food. And when they start introducing sushi, then the price really dropped. Because now you pay your $15 and you can eat 8 trays of sushi, 8 servings of sushi if you want for $15. So back in Kikugawa, back in the 80s, right, adjusting for inflation for today's dollars, an order of sushi, seriously, I would imagine you're talking around $25. And you'd have to have 3 of them, maybe 4, to even get kind of a meal out of that. So $25, let's say 30. I think it's more like 30. $30 per order. Now, today, you spend $15 at an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, and they have their chefs making the sushi. Not maybe exactly, but they make enough of a variety that you could get pretty much what you want. So $15, you can eat, what, I could eat 8 orders of sushi. What is that, 15 divided by 8? Let's get the calculator here. $15 divided by 8. Looks at $1.87. A fucking $1.87! Fucking capitalism, man! Fucking capitalism! I know you leftists don't have the intelligence to understand it or appreciate it, but look at what we did. Look at what happened within 30 years of time. You took something, what is the savings on that? What is it? $1.87 divided by $30 a dish. That's a savings of 94%. 94%. And the ingredients didn't really even change. It was just how we delivered, manufactured, and made, and presented, and sold the sushi. How you retailed it. And there was a savings of 94 fucking percent on sushi, what was no more than 10 or 15 years ago an extreme luxury no one could afford. And now you can go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, get quality sushi, and now there's even another advance. Now they got these restaurants, or not restaurants, restaurants / delis / grocery stores. They're called Lunds and Byerly's here in the Twin Cities. I don't know if you guys have them in other states, but let me know. But they have kind of the same model, and these sushi guys will make sushi just like you do in the grocery store, but it's fresh. It doesn't come shipped in on a thing. Now, you actually do pay a little bit more for these. These you are paying like $6 for an order of sushi, but it's fresh. It's good. There's this Lunds and Byerly's over in Roseville. It's south. Atham, look it up on the map. South. Find White Bear Lake. Go south on 35E. Okay, you following it? Okay? All right. And then when you get to 694, cut over to your right. Go. Well, you'd be coming that to your, if you're viewing it, would be to your left. But you go west on 694 and then drop south on Snelling. And then you're in Roseville. Okay, glad we got that done. So you actually have to have the sushi chefs there, but it was just as quality as the restaurant. Again, no tip, and boom, right there. That's all you need, right there. 6 times 3, $18, freshly made sushi. I mean, perfect. All from economics, all from capitalism, all from innovation and entrepreneurship. Certainly not from the Department of Sociology or any of the liberal arts fields over at the universities. And look at that. Now, you took something that was a true luxury that only the real rich could afford, and now pretty much anybody can afford that. Not the poorest of the poor, although, I mean, all-you-can-eat buffets, actually you can. Those are a good deal if you're poor. So, I mean, even the poorest of the poor could afford it. I mean, you have to be a bag lady not to afford sushi now. And look at that. In 30 years' time, at advancement. Oh, those evil capitalist businesses and corporations, man. Shut the fuck up. So yeah, that was my basil story. I wanted to tell you the basil story. But yeah, I got an excess of food. Oh, that was my point. I wanted to see, and now here's the problem. This is the drawback. Now it's like sushi used to be like steak. It used to be like salmon. But now it's almost as common as you could say like a Chipotle. You know, you're not talking McDonald's, you're not talking crap food, but it's a common thing now. and its novelty is worn off. Oh God, I was excited to go to sushi. Oh man, that's sushi. Oh, pretty serious. Oh, I like this girl. I think I'll take her. And she's not from California, so that way she won't be 100% cunt. She might be 75. And now it's nothing. It ruined it. It just kind of ruined sushi. Oh, I still love sushi. Don't get me wrong. I indulge, but you have to parse it out. You can have sushi every day, but you can't have sushi every day if you don't want to get sick of sushi. And now I'm sick of caprese. I guarantee I'm going to be sick of salmon by the time this weekend is over. That's the one drawback of capitalism and free markets. It makes the most awesome things in the world common, and then you gotta go find new things. Maybe that's the problem with capitalism. Like, the real threat that capitalism poses is it makes everything so affordable and cheap that you're so spoiled that you resort to drugs and heroin because that's the only thing that will ever, really truly stimulate you anymore. What? Another bottle of Dom Perignon with sushi, steak, and lobster? I had that for breakfast. All right, where's their heroin syringe?